How would you describe the feeling around the group on the morning of Game 1?
We're excited. Obviously, this is what you play for all year long. To make it to this point. So I feel like we've done our preparations. I think everybody's feeling good. So we're excited to get playing.
What's the key against Pasternak in that line, and kind of containing him?
Yeah, obviously. With him, he's extremely skilled and a great goal scorer. So just got to be aware of him. It's like anyone. You just try to take away time and space. But they got good depth. It's not just him. So you got to be aware who you're out there against. And again, we've gone through our preparation. We know our structure. So now it's about executing.
How much, if at all, does the disappointments of the past sort of motivate the future here?
It's a mix. I think at this point you try not to think about it. It's a new year. This is a new series. It's a new team. So you you prepare the best you can. You get ready to go and you go out and play. You don't spend too much time worrying about the past or what's happened in years before.
I'm referencing like how bad you guys always feel, right? Like just you don't want to feel that again. You want to get the elation.
That would be correct. Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge with their penalty kill, Morgan? When you guys are on the power play, what do you have to do to break them down?
They got good specialty teams, both on the power play and the penalty kill. So again, we've gone through our preparation, so I think we know what is in store for us, and it's about executing. So for our power play, we're going to look to move the puck. We're going to look to have clean entries, and then just take it from there.
Morgan, Boston always is still dining out on its big bad Bruins reputation. Is this the most physical team that you've gone into playoffs with, or snottiest, as your GM would put it?
In terms of our team?
Yeah.
I think it's probably up there. I think our group's confident in the people in our room. I think we're very competitive. I think I think we have guys who like to play physical. But that being said, it's about execution. So as a group, we want to go out there and play hard and execute and do whatever it takes.
Morgan, based on your experience, how much different is the hockey that we see tonight that you played 3 or 4 years ago? How does it change?
It just gets ramped up. I think I think it's hard to explain, but everything's on the line, and you play all year to get to this point. So the expectation is that the intensity is going to ramp up. It becomes more competitive. There's more at stake. So I think that's the root of it, and then individuals to have the ability to kind of up their game, and so that's what our group's going to look to do tonight.
Nylander's been so durable over the years. What have you learned about his ability to play through stuff when he's not 100%?
He's a great player for us, so I would expect him to compete, and I think we're all doing whatever we need to do now to play and to play our best.
John, William's been so durable over the years. What have you learned about his ability to kind of play through things when he's not 100%?
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. The playing in the league, 82 games, it's a grind, and you go through a lot physically, mentally, emotionally, all those sorts of things. So obviously he's been that for us for definitely as long as I played with him.
John, what's it like playing in this building in a playoff?
It's a blast. It's an incredible rivalry. Obviously, a very passionate fan base. And when Stanley Cup playoffs start, and that's what you're playing for. It's a fun place to play. So we're looking forward to the opportunity here tonight and getting things going.
How's your power play going into the playoffs?
But we started to get things, I think, trending in the right direction, and obviously a lot of continuity with the group over our time together. So just sticking with that and not getting caught up. I think too much in overall maybe the way the last couple of months went, but certainly there was a lot of guys in and out at times and different things. So we've continued to just kind of stay with it. Guy's done a great job of just preparing us and all the things we wanted to do throughout the course of the season, the ebbs and flows you go through. But certainly things I think been trending well for us over the last few games here, and excited. Like I said, you get the opportunity to go out there and make a difference.
How do you think your group is better prepared to deal with a physical challenge if it comes in these playoffs compared to past years?
Well, it's something we wanted to continue to grow and make part of our game. It's necessary to be extremely competitive in this league and certainly in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So I think we certainly have those elements all throughout our lineup and through each guy.
What gives you confidence in the depth of this group to match up with Boston?
Oh, I think just the way we've played all year and the way the group has kind of grown together, especially I think once the new year kind of turned, I think especially a lot of our new guys really started to settle in and find their groove and how they can help impact us. And I think the group as a whole continuing to grow and feeding off one another and playing off one another, developing that team identity, team structure you want to play with. So I think just the belief throughout the group and the contributions you get all year long.
How do you get to the inside to get some of those cleaner looks against these guys?
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever know it's going to be extremely clean. Time and space gets, it's obviously not there as much once you come to playoff hockey. So, just a lot of emphasis of trying to get to that space and how we go about that. So obviously it's an importance that, we've tried to emphasize and focus on, especially leading up to the playoffs and being here now.
If William can't go, Robertson looks like the next man up. What stood out to you, how his game has grown and developed over the course of the season and even more recent last few months?
Yeah, I think obviously, you see the offense come for him, which is great because it's obviously what he does so well and he's got a tremendous shot. But I think just continuing to understand the game at this level and continuing to evolve and being more patient. His responsibilities all over the ice. He just continues to become very more well-rounded and been a really good pro. The way he works and prepares and wants to be a difference maker and a contributor each and every night and to maximize every opportunity, I think he's shown that tremendously. So excited about what he brings to our team.
They haven't named their starter as a kind of a shooter or scorer. Like, how do you prepare for the other team's goalie, if at all?
Well, you look at both guys and try to get a sense of that. And in general, I think like any team in the league, they want to maximize their goalie's abilities and how they play. It all kind of ties into their structure and the things that they do. So understanding that as well.
How do you manage the emotions today? What's the key to that?
I think just sticking to just regular routine as if it was just another game, not to change anything, not to overthink anything. It's just another game. Obviously, there's much more at stake, but just go out there and enjoy it and be relaxed and play my game.
What's this mean to you? What's the chance to play with fans and in the Stanley Cup playoffs mean to you?
It's everything. I think it's one of the things you see when you're a kid. You want to play in these environments and to be with the Leafs and play Boston first game. Nothing better than that.
Try to treat it like another game, but come game time, this building will be wild. How much do you want to kind of soak in the moment and kind of take it all in?
Yeah, I think, initially you're going to soak it in probably leading up to the game, but once the puck drops, you kind of just already play a game. You get into the game and, you got to find ways to kind of block that out and block the emotions out because there's up and downs in the game as well. So you just got to be emotionally stable, and that's what I'm going to work at.
Nick, what do you remember from your very first playoff game?
It was very quiet. Not many fans, but internally I was excited because it's kind of the first NHL game. Obviously, this is different. This is kind of more of what playoffs are really about, and I'm excited about it.
What stands out about the Bruins as an opponent and what you have to be aware of with them?
Very highly skilled team. They play hard too, and I think with them they've got a lot of experience. I think we just got to be physical, and then we got to be the physical team and look out for their top players, Pasternak, Marchand, and know what their tendencies are, and also play our game, and hope we get a win tonight.
How the vets in this room helped you get to this point in terms of finding your game and what needs to happen for you to be in the lineup in a game like this?
Yeah, they've been great. I think just more of personally just going out there and playing with them. I think when them talking to you and motivating you and just being positive, that helps and goes a long way.
They haven't named their starter yet. Do you care who's in that? How does that impact your prep?
No, it doesn't impact their prep. I think we'll be ready, whoever's in it.
As a shooter, as a goal scorer, what do you, respect about Pasternak?
He's very deceptive. He's just an elite shooter. He can score, in many different ways. I think that's what I respect about him. But again, we're focused on our game tonight and not worried about what he's doing and worried about what we can.
Are you a napper? Is it going to be it'll be tough to get a nap in tonight?
I'll be a big napper. I find a way to get a nap in today. Yeah.
What's the secret to that?
Just preparing for the nap, making sure I'm not on my phone too long, and get those blue light glasses on.
Yeah. What's the key against this Bruins team?
I think they, good structure, be patient. They're a patient team, so I think it's going to be a long game, patient game. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes. So I think that's the keys.
What's the biggest challenge presented by Pasternak?
Obviously, top player in the league. top, goal scorer. He's a good passer, so we gotta, stay tight, be hard on him, and make him a non-factor.
We obviously don't know about Willie, whether he's going to play or not. But what's the team do when a key guy goes down? How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I think throughout the whole year, we've had guys step up when players been out, and hard to replace Willie, obviously. But as I said, I think we got guys that stepping up when guys go down. So we'll be no different this time.
How is he holding up? He had such a great year, didn't miss a game, and now something like this to pop up at this time has got to be tough.
Yeah, obviously tough for him, but hopefully, he won't miss too much, and he'll be back.
What's it been like playing with Joel? What do you like about it?
Yeah, it's been nice. He's, I think we got some chemistry right away. As I said before, I think he makes easy plays. He's open for you, and obviously a big body, plays hard. So I think we've been, playing pretty solid.
How different do you feel about your game going into this year's playoffs versus last year?
Yeah, no, I feel good. A lot of confidence, so excited to get going.
Where does that confidence come from for you?
Playing well.
How would you describe your emotions? What's it like waking up on a day like today?
Very excited. It's what we play all year for, and when the day finally comes, and obviously it's a big day whenever you clinch, but the day of Game 1 is always very exciting. Lots of emotion, and you just want the puck to drop.
We were just talking to Nick Robertson. It'll be his first playoff game with fans. He played 4 in the bubble. What would be your advice to the guys in this room that haven't played in the playoffs yet?
Just take it all in, live in the moment. It's really fun. I mean, there's lots of guys that haven't played in the playoffs, so just have fun, enjoy it, and do your job.
How does the game change at this time of year, Joel?
Faster pace, more body contact. Just everything's elevated. Everyone's doing everything they can to win, so I think it's the best time of the year for sure. It's fun hockey. The refs let a little bit more go, and they just let the boys play, so it should be fun.
What did you learn about this group, this organization, that you didn't know before you got traded here?
That's a good question. It's always curious of what kind of dressing room it was. Just the guys in it, and for me coming in halfway through the year or 3/4 of the way, it's they made me feel really welcome, and it's just a great locker room. Everyone's really tight. You never know when you have guys making the big money, and they might do their own thing, but no, it's definitely a family in this dressing room. So it's definitely nice to see, and we're hanging out together in the lounge at the hotel or going to dinners together. So it's cool.
Who have you played with?
Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, decor, we spend more time together, obviously, just on the ice, on the bench, in the locker room. So definitely solid decor, but no, I have connections with everybody.
You joined this team here, it was early March when you were watching this game between Toronto and Boston. You were kind of saying you wanted to be out there. Do you expect the emotions to kind of continue to carry over from that meeting?
Absolutely. I think it's every meeting between the two teams. It's exciting for the fans. It's always a battle. It's been a rival for years now. So definitely. I got here, I think, after the first period of that last game, and just saw how physical it was, and it looked like a playoff atmosphere. The crowd was in it, so I definitely wanted to be out there and get my chance tonight.
You must have good memories from this room in particular from 2019. What does it feel like walking into this building?
Yeah, great memories. Actually, I went out there and took a second before practice just to kind of take it all in again. It's good memories, and want to make some more good memories in this arena.
How would you describe the Boston crowd? It seems very unique.
Yeah. They just love hockey. They're very passionate. They make sure that the Bruins have home ice advantage. They'll boo you, they'll chirp you, they'll do anything to give them the advantage, but that's what makes it so fun.
You've been chirped in this building?
It's been a lot of things, yeah. Especially in the finals a couple of years ago. It's driving to the games, everyone on the sidewalks, flipping you the bird, and it's funny, and all of us on the bus are just laughing, and it just makes it more entertaining.
Is there a key to going all the way? Is there a trick? Is there some advice that you give?
I don't think there's a trick, you definitely need some luck. So you got to stay healthy, and everyone's just got to buy into the system. Every team is well coached. It's just the team that's bought in the most usually succeeds.
How are you feeling? This is not ideal. Obviously, I'm sure you would have wanted to play more down the stretch. Where are you at?
Feeling good. I think just the extra couple days off they gave me definitely helped, and feeling 100%, ready to go.
Sheldon, what, if anything, can you tell us about Willie's status?
Nothing.
Is he playing?
Nothing.
Sheldon, what do you think's allowed McCabe and Benoit to be such a reliable pair over the years?
I think they complement each other well. Both guys are highly competitive. You know, Benny's done a really nice job of keeping things away from our net and closes well. You know, and obviously Kaber going over the right side was the biggest adjustment and the biggest question is, you know, how would he manage that? And he's done a really good job, so it's given us an additional option and greater flexibility within it. But if I had to summarize, I'd just say that those two guys are very competitive and not fun to play against.
Sheldon, when Järnkrok has been pushed into spot duty with that top power play unit, what have you liked about what he's brought to that group?
Well, he's a very smart player. He's got great instincts. He's a guy, if a coach tells him what they need from him, he's going to go out and look to do exactly that for you. Right-handed shot, all those kind of things. He's got a good complementary skill set that can serve a purpose.
Can I ask one more? Just how do you get to the inside to get some of those cleaner looks against this Bruins team?
Got to work for it. Got to stay with it. Got to stay patient. Yeah, that's just it. It just works. I mean, it's whether it's this team or any other. It's the time of year. You know, that's just what's required. So, it's a big emphasis, of course. And I think we've done a good job of getting to the inside. We've scored lots of goals from that space all season long. It's one of the teams that makes it the hardest, and the time of the year itself makes it real difficult. But certainly that's the goal for both teams, trying to get to each other's net.
Sheldon, what do you remember about Nick Robertson's first playoff experience in that bubble, and how that might have been for him, and how different it is now?
I remember he scored us a goal. That you remember, and that's, you know, what Nick does. He doesn't need many scoring opportunities, and just like we've come to know now, he works and gives you everything that he has. So, you know, I talked to Nick a few weeks ago, just, you know, about not focusing too much on whether he's in or out or where he's playing or who he's playing with. Just keep focusing on growing his game. He's had a terrific season. He's taken a significant step in his own development and in his own career, and done a good job for us. So whenever his name is called, be ready. And that's exactly what he's done for us. So I'm really proud of Nick and how he's handled himself throughout the season.
How would you describe your own emotions waking up the morning of Game 1? And are they any different this year than, say, your first time coaching in the NHL playoffs?
Well, I was in a bubble with no fans, and first time around, the second time around, still no fans. So it's been we've grown a lot since then, and you know, these are the real playoffs. Obviously, you certainly get excited about these types of things. It's the most exciting time of the year, as I said yesterday. As a coach, you know, when you're going through it and you're prepping. As much as you are, you get kind of bogged down in the work a little bit, you know, but you get excited here today when you come. It's game day and you get back into to your regular routine. The prep is done, and it's about competing and enjoying the moment and the opportunity.
Just a follow-up on Robertson, when you call it, you know, significance and the change in his game. Why do you think this year made such a difference for him, or what was it about maybe this season that had the biggest impact on him overall?
Well, he stayed healthy, I would say, is the biggest thing, right? I mean, he's a young player, has been trying to find himself and get going in the league, and he's been disrupted by injuries. You know, that makes it real hard for a young guy trying to get going. And this season, he's been available way more. I'm not exactly where the numbers are at, but I think coming into the season, he had something of like around 80 games of pro experience between NHL and AHL. Like, that's not a lot, you know. And this season, he's been able to stay healthy and be available, practice every day, and be in the regular routines even before his games were like broken up by injuries. And it's the everyday nature of the NHL is the hardest thing for most young players to be able to manage and sustain their game. And at times we've given him days off and taken him out of the lineup, and I think that's really helped him. Sometimes you get focused on, oh, I'm out, and that's not a good thing, but it's really helpful for players. We've taken that approach a couple of times with Matthew Nyes, and sometimes I've reduced his minutes, and for the same kind of reason. It's a lot for a young player coming in to take on the schedule of the NHL. I think Nick's found a way to manage that. I don't think his game is entirely different. He's just been there more often, and you gain more comfort and experience, and then with that you gain more trust with the coaching staff. Like, that's just kind of the way it goes as a young player. And like I said, I've been really happy with how Nick's handled himself throughout the season. And as I told him, a few weeks ago, he's done a good enough job to be in the conversation every day with us and with the coaching staff, and to stay ready because he's going to be needed.